Krishnang Bande Jagadguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We offer our salutation to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire universe. We salute him again and again. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are on reading of the Bhagavad, book number 7, chapter 6. We'll start from verse number 25 on page 235. So here we are listening to Prahlada, the devotee child who loved Bhagavan, and from her very birth, he is a lover of God. But he was born in a wrong environment, and dissimilar environment where everyone is asura, the demoniac nature people. So tamas and rajas are like people, but he's most sattvika person. And his father was the king Hiranyakashipu, and he wanted to see that his own will be like them. He will rule the country, be teaching the same philosophy of materialism. But this boy from the childhood is taking the name of Lord Hari, Krishna, Krishna Hari. So father didn't pay attention when very early days of the life. And now he is growing. So father wanted him to teach him, but he is not learning. So he wanted to give them to the Guru Shukracharya. And his two sons, the two gurus are there. One is Guru for the gods, another is Guru for the Asuras, demons. The Asuras Guru is the name as Shukracharya. And God's God, what is the name? Brihaspati.
Jupiter.
This planet we call Jupiter. Guru. Guru means heavy. It's a baby. So this was, now this, he gave it to the teachers to teach them. After a long time teaching, so the teachers found Shukracharya's children, two sons, they were the young teachers. So the young teachers taught that young boy, because his father was somewhere in gone for business. And now these two teachers thought that long time the child is out of their parents, and probably have taught him material science and all these things, so let him come back to see his parents. So send them. And his father Hiranyakashipu was very happy to see the son coming back home after such a long time, and then put him lovingly and asked, my child, how are you, this, that, and very sweetly, lovingly kissing the cheeks and chin and all, very, very simple as father loves a child. And then afterwards, so what did you learn? And then he started talking about God. Only thing to be loved is God. And this and, he got angry. And then again punished him. What type of teaching is? And he was angry with the teachers. Are you teachers are teaching these things? Did I send my son for that purpose? They are scolded and this and that, everything happened. And he was put in much trouble. But then when again he was sent back, okay, another chance. Another chance, he went back to the teacher's home. And when the teachers will be teaching, Not only he is not the only boy to teach. A classroom. So some other children also are some of the group. When the teacher goes away, what happens? The children play. When the children started playing, this he is also among them one of the students. He will call all his friends. Hey brother, what is the use of playing and spoiling our time in this type of mundane play? Come, let us talk of Hari and let us sing the glories of Hari. And in this fleeting world of few days, it is not wise to live like that. And all this also we are listening is inspiring everyone to renounce everything, to love God, to be concentrated and focused in God. Don't pay attention of anything of their life. It's all mundane, all temporary. So that was the lesson continuing. So, and the last we read, the verse 19 to 24, that it is all, God is the only nearest and dearest of us. We have read that. There he said, the Prahlada called the children of Asuras. It is not at all difficult to please God, Lord Achyuta. Achyuta means Krishna, Narayana. For he, capital, is the innermost spirit in all and can be communed with anywhere. You can call upon him anywhere, so you can get communed with him. So it is easy to please God. You cannot please the world. You do so much, then people will find little difficulty, and then you are bad. The world is like that. But only God. They said, no, God forgives our 99 faults. One good thing you do for him, he will remember that. And the world will remember one bad thing, even if you have done 99 good things. So why to think of the world, love God? So that was the argument. In all beings from immovable object to Brahma, I am rereading the old one. In all beings from immovable objects to Brahma, the creator, in high and in low creatures, in the primordial elements, Mahatattva and its evolutes, in the gunas in a state of equilibrium and gunas in agitation, in all these entities and conditions is present that one Supreme Spirit. That Supreme Spirit consciousness is everywhere. Where? Actually from the Brahman, immovable Brahman, down to the Creator God, down to the low creatures, the created beings in the world. 24 cosmic principle, three gunas, what is it? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, in all the gunas. Whether it is equilibrium state, means there is no creation, or when it is created, in both the conditions. In all these entities, what we see around, and in condition, in all conditions, is the Spirit Supreme is there, the all-powerful divine person, the Lord of all. He is the unchangeable substance. That Lord God is there everywhere. See, a boy of such small age is teaching this profound knowledge to his other small friends instead of playing. Like Ramakrishna used to play, no? He used to play, but he used to enact. He could mimic everything. If he sees any theatrical performance in village, there are theatrical performances in Ramakrishna's time. He will attend to that and listen to that, and then exactly remember every act, and they will play in his own way all these act of this Prahlada story. In early days, that was the Indian tradition. Was they have no other, even the entertainment. Entertainment is associated with the teaching of morality, teaching of spirituality, and holy story of the saints. Very spirituality was in the bone of it. So Thakur used to remember them and enact with the friends, and then talk about God also. See, Prahlad is doing the same. While baffling definition and remaining undifferentiated, he may manifest as the indwelling spirit and as the objects of the perception, as the pervader and as the pervaded. He has pervader is he and pervaded into it. That Brahman, this is also Brahman, in which it pervades, Brahman pervades. That which is in and out, it is only Brahman and Brahman. For this, he, the Supreme Lord, and the undiluted fullness of self-consciousness, bliss, holds his transcendent supremacy in abeyance during creation, exercising his power of Yoga Maya. So he is Lord God of the universe. He keeps his power subdued by the power of Yoga Maya and manifests himself as many. He himself becomes many by his magical power. We call Maya in Vedanta, Bhakti calls Yoga Maya. Therefore, be kind to all creatures. You asuras, are trained to be brutal. They are left of sentiments. And suras, godly or spiritual people, they are soft. They cannot bear the suffering of others. And brutal person, they'll be happy if they can give hard time to others. Is it not? In the world, do you see what is the sign of good and bad? Good people, they will always feel the suffering of others. Anything goes with any physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, in any level. There, he gets the pain if someone suffers. But I have seen there are some children and they're torturing one animal. Let's say, what is that one? Maybe it is squirrel or something they caught. And they're torturing him. And the mom is standing and smiling, encouraging that. I couldn't believe that how a poor animal being tortured and mom and they're finding fun in it. That means mind is not soft enough. That's an Ashuric mind. And Sura mind will be just the opposite. So he says that God, he has become, therefore be kind to all creatures. You Asura boys, you are born in a family of Asuric nature, arrogant nature, fighting nature, torturing nature. And warriors in the nature, good warrior, bad warrior. So, evil tendencies to find someone. I was surprised that one announcement was there in one country. Newspaper it came. They are appointing 8 killers who can just chop the head in as one stroke. What type of job is that? And who will embrace that job? You need money. If that offer is given here, who will go for that? People will say, no, I'd rather starve, but I cannot think of that. But that is the job offer. That means how much training they have made these people, how much cruel spirit is inside that you don't feel any sensitivity for the suffering. So it says that therefore be kind, you are Asura by nature. But as God permeates everywhere, right from Brahma to the created universe, therefore be kind and extend your friendship to them, abandoning your Asura nature. You are born in an Asura family, whatever has happened, happened. But change your sanskara. As we are, we have so much of desires inside, good, bad, no? He says, yes, we have. What can we do? It is with us. But try to make it purer. Try to make it God-centered. Try to make it so that it takes you to the feeling of oneness with all. So this is the training. So you are born Asura in the Asura family. As God permits everywhere, you give any suffering to anyone, then actually God suffers. Remember that story? Holy Mother Sarada Devi, she is coming back from, what do you call that, Koalpara to Jairambati. Koalpara is middle a halt in the after the rail station. You come by a bullock cart in those days to a plus spot, Koalpara. There are some devotees of Holy Mother. They used to take care of Mother for intermittent, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Sometimes it become longer than. Stay there and take a rest, and then again go to Jairambati, birthplace. So, but there is cats everywhere. So cats in India, cats who will feed the cat. So cats used to go sneak in where there is milk. They will little drink, and if he's caught, he will be beaten. No, fish. Cats like fish. There is somewhere fish. When I just prepared and kept, and the cook has gone somewhere, the cat sneaks in and gives a bite and runs away. Naturally, they used to beat him. But one day, when Holy Mother is coming back to Jairambati or Calcutta, I do not know which direction, either coming back to Kolkata or is going to Jairambati, then he called. There was a brahmachari, Gyan. His name was Gyana. Our Gyana, his name was Gyana. He said, Gyana, I am also in the cat. So don't beat him. Because you beat him, I'll be beaten. So that is the way Mother stopped. And then they started preparing little food for the cat separately so that he does not go and sneak it into the milk and into the fish. So Mother said, this is the same philosophy. I am in everywhere. So when you do some wrong, then you beat me. Yeah, because I get hurt. So think that everywhere there is God's presence. By this, the Supreme Lord, who is beyond the purview of the senses, will be pleased. If you can live a life like that we read. Now today 25 verse. When the Lord, the infinite and the primeval being, is pleased with a devotee, what is there unattainable by him? If God becomes pleased to you, then nothing for you remains unattainable. Gyan, knowledge, liberation, freedom, devotion, everything comes. Wealth, prosperity, all this, even material to spiritual, both things come. So he says, when the Lord, with the infinite and primeval being, is pleased with a devotee, what is there unattainable by him? But what concern are such attainments to us, these material values of dharma, artha, and kama, which automatically fructify according to us karma. Dharma, righteousness, artha, money, wealth, kama, fulfillment of desires, they come in life. They come in life and they go away. So this advice of Prahlada to his friends are that this come in life, automatically it comes in life's journey. But what concern of such attainments? You attain, you become rich. What then? You become a millionaire or you become a billionaire. What then? You become multi-billionaire. What is then? What then? What will you gain? When you die, what will you do? Or you gain enormous knowledge, material science. Okay, when you die, What then? What then with you? We are spending our days, our life in this pursuit of leading a dharmic life, mane, so-called good person in the society, no? That is no meaning if it without God realization. The good people are there in the world. What is the meaning? Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Ramakrishna met him. He is a good person, very dharmic person. His heart was so full, he used to give away all his wealth, money, everything for the charity, for the good of others, no? Unconditionally give away. But no, Ramakrishna said, everything is okay, only he does not know in the heart there is a gold mine is hidden in the heart. Antare sona chapa ache. It is covered. This gold in the heart. Heart is covered in the gold inside. We do not know. And you are all doing charity and other. How long you will do charity and other things? God is much important. So dharmic life is good for the society, rather than the demonic life, no? Good life, honesty, truthfulness, love, etc. Almost is very much important. But that's not enough. Unless you love God, unless you see God. Artho, you become a very rich guy with proper way. You're not stealing any money or torturing anyone or doing the wrong thing. Like a pure business. You make a profit out of business and become a rich guy. You become wealthy. You become educated. Dharmartha, kama. Yeah, you fulfill your desire. Palatial building. Oh, all the fun and joy of life you have. Stay in five-star hotel. Enjoy this all the fun of life. Then what? Unless you have love for God. So that is the thing. This boy, small boy, like a wise teacher, is telling the friends, is meaningless. You do have achievement in dharma, artha, and kama, which automatically fructify. Life comes in your life. You make an effort and sometimes it comes according to your karma. So what is that? But prey of what interest is even moksha, which everyone aspires for to us. Liberation, also liberation. As I said, the four fruits we offer to God. No. Four fruits are dharma, righteous living, artha, the wealth and prosperity, then kama, fulfillment of desires, moksha, liberation. These we all give it to God. And we say, give me love, give me devotion, much higher. So that idea, Prahlada is teaching to his friends, that all this dharma, artha, kama and moksha, which everyone aspires for, to us who serve his feet and whoever chant about his excellences and enjoy the bliss of love of his service. So that is the higher thing to be craved for. So, and pray of what interest is even in moksha. Liberation is good. Liberation is good, but that is also not the highest. Highest is love for God, supreme love, not this our love. Our is called what is our love is what? What is the name of our love? We love God.
Condition.
Conditional. We love God to get something. Oh, I am troubled. Oh, Lord, make me free. And what is the other thing? Unconditional love. Oh, Lord, you put me into trouble or keep me in any pleasurable environment or whatever. I love you. So love is much higher than the jnana. Love is much higher than that so-called other achievements of life. All the other goals may be achieved much higher. That's why the sages the forest friend Ramachandra as God, as incarnated God, was walking in the forest in 14 years of exile period, and when he used to visit the sages who are meditating deeply, so he used to visit many places, and the sages, seeing Rama, their heart will be swelling in joy, and they're overjoyed. And then they used to pray to Rama, "Oh Rama, if so much is the joy of your presence for a moment, so what is that joy? Can I stay in that joy all the time?" So we have become old. We like to enjoy that type of tremendous love for you, which is all encompassing. So they were born as the gopis in next incarnation of Krishna. Rama came as Krishna again. And that time those gopis, story we hear, they are the lovers of Krishna. They are these rishis, who have attained very high level of purity by sadhana. And then let's say, after even liberation, they ignored the liberation. They went into that love, absolute love for God. So this is a much higher. Understand that point? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma, life, leading a righteous life, honest life, sincere life of character, integrity, truthfulness. And all this is good. Dharma, they may one good. Artha, truthfully and honestly.
Can it be meaningfulness?
Artha also meaning. Meaningful life, you can explain. Or you can have a rich person. I can hear artha means money. Dharma, artha. And fulfillment, desire is the kama. And even then higher is moksha. Even after moksha is called prema. Understand? Our love is conditional and that love is unconditional. The love of gopis and love of Radharani for Krishna is unconditional. Ramakrishna's love for Naren or Vivekananda's love for Ramakrishna is unconditional. Because that story, Ramakrishna was so much anxious about Naren, Vivekananda. When he will come, when he will come. If he comes, he's so happy. He'll say, okay, you people go. He has so much affection for Naren. And to test Naren, then he started ignoring. When he comes, he does not look at you. It's a testing. 1 day, 2 days. But Naren still comes. Every day he comes. After a long time, he asks, why do you come? You see that when you come, I don't look at you. I turn my face at the other direction. Why do you come then? Why do I come? I love you. This is para bhakti. Whether you look at me, whether you praise me, whether you pamper me, right? Matter, or you dislike me. I don't care. I love you. That is called the love for the Atman. So that is the highest. So Prahlada is teaching that love, supreme love. But Narada Rishi has said, what love? Love supreme. The Vedas do indeed deal with three worldly values of morality, wealth, and pleasure, with philosophy and ethics, with sacrificial rites, with statecraft, and with various accomplishments useful for men. All the Vedas, Karma Kanda. Vedas have two segments, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda. In the Karma Kanda, where the Hovanam, home of fire, is mentioned, that sacrificial fire rites in the Vedas, they deal with three worldly values. What are the three worldly values? Dharma, Artha, Kama. World morality, the Dharma, wealth, artha, kama, pleasure. With philosophy and ethics and sacrificial rites, the statecraft and the various accomplishment useful for man. That is the karma kanda. But I regard that the dedication of oneself to the Supreme Being, the friend and well-wisher of all, is their real teaching. But what is the teaching of Vedas? Ultimately, the Jnana Kanda, the love for the truth, giving up all these goals of life, that is the highest goal. So that is the meaning of the Vedas. Or you can mean also this way, or alternatively, the Vedas do indeed deal with the three worldly values of morality, wealth, pleasure, but they are all become true Vedic teachings only to the extent they help a person to make an absolute surrender of himself to the Supreme Being, the Lord, God, the friend and well-wisher of all. Now, this doctrine of enlightenment, pure, pristine, and unadulterated by any compromise with worldly values, was imparted by Rishi Narayana, the friend of Naro, to the sage Narada. Says, this philosophy, what did I get? Prahlada is saying. It has been first taught by Lord Narayana. No, not Lord Narayana, it is a sage whose name was Narayana. So it is Narayana, he taught what is it? This doctrine of enlightenment. This love, supreme love, was taught by, which is pristine, which is unadulterated by any compromise with the worldly values, was imparted by Rishi Narayana to Narada Rishi. Narada, you know, Narada's Bhakti Sutra, Yoga, Narada's aphorism for Bhakti, which is very popular. That Narada Rishi imparted by Rishi Narayana to the friend of Nara, that is Sage Narayana. So Narayana sage taught this bhakti philosophy to Narada. And it will shine in those who have the good fortune to be bathed in the dust of the sacred feet of those who have renounced the worldly values absolutely and cling to the world with undistracted devotion. So cling to the Lord with undistracted. So who will be the blessed people in the world? Who will listen to this teaching and love God and have the good fortune to be pure, bathing in the dust of the sacred feet of those who, let's say, those who are renunciate, sannyasin. The spirituality should be only coming from a person of deep spiritual insight. Who is that? Who is pure in heart, who can renounce the world. Spiritual power, renouncing the world, only that means those who are engaged in worldly enjoyment and fun. God realization and worldly fun does not go together. God and mammon, they don't go together. What is mammon? Mammon is the worldly craving. And God is the pure, stainless, Satchidananda self. So they two do not go. Jaha Ram, taha nahi kam. Where one thinks of Rama, 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 there is no worldly desire. And where there is worldly desire, there is no Rama. Even people are saying Rama, 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 Rama. It is only mouth speaking. Mind is in the world, and there is actually mind, heart does not become pure by Rama's experience. So it says that in those who have the good fortune to be bathed in the dust of sacred feet of those who have renounced worldly values, absolutely, and cling to the Lord with undistracted devotion. From that Narada, who had the realization of the Lord, I received this gospel of enlightenment in its theory and practice, which is the same as the nine limb doctrines of the practice of devotion to the Lord Bhagavatam. So I have learned, Prahlada says, I am not teaching all this advice. I have learned from Narada Rishi. The sage Narada has taught me, and I have learned from him. I received the gospel of enlightenment in its theory and practice, how to practice in life and what is the theory of it, which is the same as the nine limb doctrine or the practice of devotion to the Lord or Bhagavata Dhamma. Then the Asura boy said, O Prahlada, neither you nor we have had any other instructor than these sons of Guru of Asuras. They are our soul masters and custodians, and we have no access to anyone else. It cannot also be that when you were still in the women's quarters before coming here, you had contact with any great soul. O gentle comrade, if there is any convincing explanation for this, please tell us and solve our puzzle. Now the Asura boy said, Are you are a boy like us. You said that you got the teaching from Narada Rishi. Where did you get it? You are in mother's womb like us, and we are all children only. So when did you meet Narada and how do you get Narada's advice? And you are giving this advice, the world is mundane, love God, dharma, artha, kama, these goals are lower goals. Even mukti is lower goal. Ramakrishna said in gospel, no? The mukti, liberation, is also lower. With the song in the gospel, Ami, Ami mukti dite katur noi, আমি শুদ্ধা ভক্তি দিতে কাতর হই. God says that I don't have any problem. If anyone wants me liberation, I can give anyway. It is so easy for me to give it. But mukti is easy. But bhakti, supreme love, no. That is very deep. I am very much concerned if anyone asks me the devotion. Because bhakti, why are you so stringent about giving bhakti? Because if I give bhakti, then I become his slave. Look at me, when I become bhakti to Mother Jashoda, I had to born like a baby. God, Lord of the world, is like a baby. So how much obedience I had to come down, commitment, how much commitment? So I am very concerned about giving bhakti. So that's why bhakta should have to cry and weep for God long. Sri Chaitanya's life is in bhakti, absorbed in bhakti, crying and weeping for God, 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 God. Ramakrishna, all the time, weeping, crying for mother, mother, mother. So the renunciation and love for God and restlessness for God, so those are the conditions that is needed. Much effort is done, then one can get bhakti. Otherwise, mukti I can give to anyone, but bhakti is very difficult for me to give because I am committed there. I become their friend. I'll have to walk as a friend in their life. I have to be like a mother. I'll have to call someone as mother, someone as father. So all these restrictions you'll have to absorb. So Prahlada was asked by these other Basura boys that neither you nor we had any other instruction. We only know two instructors, our teacher, this who teaches us every day. They are our only master and custodian, and we have no access to anyone else. It cannot also be that when you were still in the mother's home or women's quarters before coming here, you had contacted any other great soul. Therefore, O friend, O gentle comrade, if there is any convincing explanation for this, Please tell us the solver of puzzle. That means when did you learn? Uh, you are only 4 5 years child, no? So you in this life, you are in your home with mom. In a child, as in my child grows up in a palace, mother, auntie, uncle, all this. But there is no other teacher. And you got the teacher here. When I came to the school, here is only two teachers are there. They are teaching us all these things. Where do you get that you got this knowledge from Narada? Narada gave you the knowledge. How did it happen? It's a puzzle to us. Please clarify that puzzle. So here is the chapter 6. Now we are going to chapter 7. Chapter 7 says Prahlada's lesson on self-knowledge. Narada said, being thus questioned by the children, verse number 1 of 7th chapter on page 237. Being thus questioned by the children of the Asuras, the great Asura devotee, Prahlada, recalled to memory what had been taught by me on the subject, and said with a smile to those curiously expectant children. Now, when they put this question before Prahlada, Prahlada then suddenly recollected his memory of the past life. That's why spiritual people are not born in one life. We have to do much practices for life after life after life. Otherwise, God realization is not so easy thing. And there are thousands and thousands of people, even to feel attraction for God is very rare. And those who feel attracted among them, who can progress more and dive deep into the spiritual life, very rare. So Narada said that when the other Asura boys questioned this Prahlada, that you are like a child like us, you had no opportunity to get any teacher in this life. You were inside the palace and are reared up 4 5 years boy, like me. When we are here in the school, Narada and all these things. Then, when they put this question in the mind of Prahlada, he recollected the old story. There now they are saying, Prahlada said, verse number 2. He says, when my father went away to Mandara mountain to perform austerity, tapas, the devas thought, by the Lord's grace, this wretch is dead. As ants eat up a serpent, his own sins must have eaten him up. Indra, so when my father went into a Mandar mountain, then mountain which is in a Mandara, like Himalaya, it is a name called Mandar mountain, to do austerities, Hiranyakashipu. The devas thought, the gods thought, as ants eat up the serpent, his own sins might have eaten him up. When he became so much absorbed in your austerities, they thought he is dead already. Indra and other gods therefore made extensive preparation for a war on the Asuras. That the leader is gone, so we can fight out the other demons from their kingdom. Incapable of standing the massive attack of the huge army of the Devas, Asuras ran away in all directions for fear of death. Afraid from their own lives, they fled in hot haste without any thought for the protection of their kith and kin and properties. Their wives, children, relatives, friends, animals, household, equipment, and the like. As it happens, when a fire happens, evacuate. So when the gods started fighting out the demons, so when they are so afraid of their lives, they ran away, leaving the children behind, their wives behind, money, wealth, house, building. Some ran away, leaving them behind. Afraid for their own lives, because to save their own life, they ran away. They fled in hot haste, without any thought for the protection, how to protect their children, etc. In the flash of victory, the Devas pillaged the royal palace, and Indra even took away my mother, the queen, as a captive. Trembling and weeping like a frightened Kurovi bird, like a bird which is being captured. So he cries and shivers out of fear. She was being led up when by chance the great Devarsi Narada met her on the way. So when this situation is going on, then the Rishi, Devarsi, Narada, then Narada uh, appeared there, met her on the way. So Narada said to Indra, O noble-minded Indra, release her, release her. This woman is guiltless and she is the devoted wife of another person. It does not befit you to take her away as a captive. Indra said, she has within her the most formidable embryo from the Asura seed. I shall release her after it is born and I have attained my objective of killing the child. Indra also, that's why in gods are not very uh,
Ethical.
happy guy. They also want to make their kingdom more prosperous. They want to win, destroy the other obstacles so that they can rule their kingdom. So he's taking Prahlada's mother, uh, thinking that if the child is born in Asura family, he will be Asura. So to kill that Asura, then there will be no more any Asura, then we'll reign the heaven all the time. And no attack from Asuric people anymore. So that was the way Indra was thinking. Then Indra said, Narada said, then this child to be born is sinless. Don't you think he is a Asura? Though it is, she is born in a Asura family, but the baby who is in the womb of mother, he is a god, he is godly nature. So this child to be born, he is sinless, and he will be great soul and a devotee and a servant of the Lord, equipped with great power of the Spirit, as Prahlada is afterwards. So that was the conversation which Narada gave to the god Indra. Indra was taking Prahlada's mother to captivate and kill the baby when it dies because that will stop the Asura lineage. But he said, no, no, no. Narada said, this boy who is here in the mother's womb, he will be a saintly person. So don't destroy this child to be born. He is sinless. He will be a great soul and a devotee and a servant of the Lord. He will be equipped with great power of spirit. You will not be able to destroy him. So that is the statement of Narada Rishi. 11 verse. Indra thereupon released my mother. How? Honoring the words of the celestial Rishi Narada. Out of his devotion to the Supreme Being, Indra circumambulated my mother because I, the Lord's devotee, was within her, and then departed to his heavenly abode. So out of devotion to the Supreme Being, Indra then Indra was captivating Prahlada's mother, no? And taking away, but Narada stopped that, saying that this boy who is be born here is sinless, don't destroy him, don't kill him, he will be good for the world. Hearing this message from Narada, then the Indra left the mother there, and Rishi then took and Indra left by circumambulating Prahlada's mother several times and departed. The Rishi then took my mother. Who Rishi? Narada Rishi. Narada Rishi then took my mother to his ashrama, Narada's ashrama, comforted her and said, "Dear my daughter, until your husband returns, you may stay on here. Until the Hiranyakashipu is doing tremendous austerity. Unless he comes, you can stay here." So, free from all fear, she, the mother of Prahlada, stayed under Narada's protection till the return of the Lord of the Asura from his austerity, tapas. That devoted wife spent his period of her sojourn there serving the Rishi. Who is the Rishi? Again, Narada. With great devotion and praying in her heart for the health and welfare of the child in the womb and for its delivery only when she wished. Having me also in his mind, the merciful Rishi of great spiritual power imparted to her instructions regarding the flawless path of devotion and the enlightenment conveyed by it. So there when I was in mother's womb, so Narada then taught about bhakti. That is the point. He explained all these things and he used to sing the chant of Lord's name, and that I learned from him. My mother forgot those instructions, partly due to the lapse of a very long period of time, and partly due to her inherent incapacity to retain them. But owing to the blessings of the Rishi, those teachings have ever remained green in my memory. Prahlada said that I remember then. My mother may have forgotten, but by God's grace, Rishi's grace, what I heard from the Narada Rishi, I can recollect it and remember it. And that is the instruction I got from how to preach this Vedanta Bhakti as a superior over four other goals, Dharma, Artha, Kama. How it is moksha, beyond moksha is prema. That higher idea, I got it from Narada Rishi. He told me when I was a child, born in mother's womb, there I heard all these things before my birth. Okay? And what he learned, that we'll be reading next day on verse number 17 onwards. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Pranamastu. You're all sleeping. Because the story is not, I am not a good storyteller.
No.
No, it's the 4:30.